going live. I'm live! Woo! Hello, people out in the world. I'm tuning in. Broadcasting? I'm not tuning in. You're tuning in. I'm seeing myself in my camera for the first time all day, and my hair is a little not perfect. But I wanted to take just a second to share an epiphany. I don't know if this is an epiphany. This is something maybe I should have known all along. It's something that I will definitely be working into all of my coaching and recommendations. When I meet someone that they're just like all over the place, I'm like, listen. Someone figured out how to solve this problem, and we're just going to solve it, and it's going to be great with the implementing, getting things done. So here is the one thing. It's so simple. So I guess before you do the one thing, if you want to get set up with GTD, what you're going to do is put all your things in place. So you're going to have an inbox or an in place. I'm looking at mine right there. It's got 20-inch heavy-duty bike tires in it. I gotta deal with those, and it's going to end with changed bike tires for my kid. So you're getting set up. You're getting an inbox. You're getting a waiting for list. You're doing next actions lists. You're setting up a projects list. You're setting up your calendar. You're getting a place to collect agendas. You're doing a someday maybe list. And what's the last one? A reference library, or a few libraries, because digital, analog, whatever. Now, it's at this point, if you're following GTD and to try to do it correctly, you are going to put everything in your in basket. I'd encourage you, if you haven't before, hop online and find some of the videos where David Allen is walking through somebody. He's like directly working with them as like their executive assistant or executive consultant to implement GTD. They are combing through their whole house, everything in their office, everything, and they are dumping it into the inbox. Boom, boom, boom. People are just like, at first, they are just so overwhelmed. They open up that closet and they're just like, and this is why in the book, David Allen says you need to spend like somewhere between 6 to 18 hours getting all your stuff into the inbox and then processing it. I have recognized that's not possible for everyone. It just isn't. And there are people like, it is possible if I do it in a month, but it's just not possible between now and then, not to get everything into my system. And so there's this like little note as you're reading through the book that I think deserves more attention. And the note says that it is okay to use placeholders for all of the areas of life that you don't have maybe the time or capacity to go through now. An example of that would be a junk drawer. So you're going through your inbox and you're like, yeah, I got this drawer, there's a ton of stuff in there, but now it's not the time for me to go through it. He says, that's okay. Just put it on your list that you will go through it. That's a next action. Go through my junk drawer. And as I've been reflecting on GTD, I'm just like, okay, do you know what? For the person who doesn't have multiple days to dedicate to getting set up with GTD, here's what they can do. And here's what I'm doing this right now because I recognize I've got areas of my life that are outside my system. How do I get my whole life into my productivity system? And here's how. Maybe I'll just do it on a piece of paper while we're talking. You're going to make a new next actions list. And the context is just going to be called admin. That's what I call it. These are administrative tasks. Whoops. This list is administrative tasks. The little next actions related to getting organized, putting together my systems. So your first thing for admin might be like make GTD lists. Let's just pretend that's already done. Here, instead of going straight to dumping everything into in, or gathering it all up, I'm going to step back and think of where are the boundaries of my responsibilities? The furthest boundaries of my responsibilities. And there's the boundaries in my personal life. There's the boundaries of my professional life. There's the boundaries of my social life. So let's just think about those. There is the boundary of, let's just use a physical location of my home. The boundaries. I'm looking at the Google Maps view in my mind. I'm looking down on my own home, right? There is I can draw an outline around my yard. My house is inside of that. That's all my responsibility. Everything that represents is going to go into my GTD system if I'm going to capture everything in it. Okay. That's the boundaries of my home. Then there's like the boundaries of my family. I've got all of these people, and related to those people are things I need to do. Maybe it's a birthday, maybe it's I need to have a conversation, maybe it's I need to tell them to stop doing that thing that's annoying. I don't know. For kids, it's like I need to arrange for their activities, whatever it is. And then there's the boundaries of your professional life. You have your like physical spaces that you use for work. You have your essential relationships at work. Here's what I'm proposing is that if you cannot sit down and for the next 24 hours just go through all of those, collecting all your physical things, doing a mind sweep of all your mental things, combing through all of your email inboxes, that's just not an option. We're going to make that list here in admin. So I'm going to start with, let's just stick with the home. It's the easiest one to imagine, right? I've got this home. It's got all these rooms. Instead of walking into the living room right now, or instead of going through my own office right now, I'm going to add to my admin list, go through office, or get office in. I like that, get office in. So I wrote it twice, but you would have just written it once. Then I'm going to think of where's the next place that I need to do that. Oh yeah, like we've got the mud room in our house. We have a room where all the shoes go and everything from outside. So I'm going to say, get mud room in. And I'm going to, it's like a memory palace. I'm walking through my own home in my imagination, and I'm adding every single room to this thing called admin. And it is a reminder, however you want to phrase it, each room gets its own reminder to go through it. So let's just stick there. We started with just this external boundary, but now through these reminders to go through every single room, and I include in this to go through the garage, to go through the yard. I call it the yard to say I need to physically walk into my front yard and look around to see if there's any work I need to do, anything I want to change. I need to walk into my backyard and physically look around and see if there's anything I need to change. Go into my shed in the backyard, right? It's all inside the boundary. But after I have all of these reminders to go through that space and put stuff into in, what I've done is I have put my entire life is now in my system. It's recursive, if you're familiar with that word, because get mudroom to in. When I do that, I will cross that off when I have now stood in the mudroom, looked at all the shoes and coats and other stuff, and I have made, on probably a different actions list, I have made a new, I'll probably get at least 50 things, maybe 20 things from that room. Great. Then I cross it off. Now I have 20 actions or a handful of projects from that room. Sure, of course, some go on the someday maybe list. That's fine. But that's how you break up. If I were to inventory my whole life, how can I subcategorize that into, maybe think of room by room or 5 or 10 minute chunks? Great. Now it is actually possible for you to go through your entire life and get it all into your system, but you're going to go through piece by piece. And admin is the list that we're going to use for that. Last step, if you want to do a great job of implementing this, like keeping the boundaries, all of the boundaries of your life in, I would recommend making a note on the calendar. If you have a room or something in your life that's like really busy and has a tendency to get crazy, maybe every 30 days, you're going to make a note on your calendar for a future task. 30 days. Go through playroom. That's a room in my house that gets crazy really fast because I got little kids that they play in there and it gets wild. You need to go in there and see what's up and see what needs working on. But like I'm going to do it as I initialize my GTD system. And then once I've gone through it and I've created tasks and projects and whatever from it, then I'm going to say today is May 20th. I'm going to, on my GTD calendar, make a note for June 20th. Go through Playroom. Now, there's other spaces I might not need to do it more than every 90 days. So I'm going to think of the guest bedroom. I don't need to go through the guest bedroom that frequently. Few people use it. It doesn't change that much. And so I'm going to go in there. I'm going to note all my stuff, get it into in, then I'm going to process it following the getting things done workflow. But the key is that in my calendar, 90 days from now, so it's going to be August 20th, I'm going to make a note. Oh, it's time to go back into the guest room and go through it again and ingest anything that needs to come back into my system. Because if it was just me, this is what you need to do when you're responsible for other people. If it was just me living in my own home, I would be presently aware when something happened that I need to address. But I'm not the only one who lives in my own home. And so it's going into my system to revisit all of my physical spaces on a regular basis to make sure I'm pulling in anything that I don't know about, pulling it all into my GTD system. There is a version of this, obviously that's physical spaces. It's easy to enumerate them, but you can think of non-physical spaces. So you might want to, let me say the CRM. If you are in sales and you have a CRM, customer relationship manager, like a HubSpot or something, like it can get kind of messy. Even if it's just you using it, you're just moving really quick. You just make a note of like, I need to just comb through this thing, make notes about what to fix about it. And you know what? In 90 days, I'm going to have a reminder to do it again. Google Drive. I mean, you probably, if you have like a Google Drive in your desktop, you might just be going through that as your weekly review anyway. But I'm thinking of those things. It's like I use them. They're busy. Stuff happens. But it's not a capture space. That's the key. Your capture spaces, your email inbox, for example, that's a capture space. You should be in your email inbox every day, checking for what's new, and every week getting it all the way to 0. You don't need a reminder on a 30 or 90-day basis to go through that. But like in my Google Drive, sometimes I'm just moving so quickly, files end up in random places. And so it'd be great if every 90 days I'm like, oh, look, I need to really dive in here and do some cleaning up. And this is different than if I'm assuming you're somewhat familiar with GTD. It recommends once a year, every 12 months, you clean house of your reference systems. This is more frequent than that because it's just like little residual files that end up in silly places. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, but this video is about initializing GTD when you do not have 3 days to dedicate to it. Create a list that's called admin. On that list, enumerate all the things you need to go through to bring them into your inbox. And then you go through one. So if I were to do this, if I was initializing for the first time, I'd list out all the rooms of my house, list out my office at work, and any physical spaces at work I need to go through. And then any digital spaces that I work in or live in. Then I'm going to look at my list. And I'm going to do, what do? You don't know if you haven't been writing the book. That's fine. You let your intuition tell you which one you should work on next. Literally, I think it's, for me, one of the quick, easy ones is, as I read this list, which one's bothering me the most? Great. Go do that one. Right now, I'll tell you what, it's my my playroom downstairs is really crazy. Like, it's just been a long time since I've organized with the kids. It's like, that would be the first room. I'm walking down there, I'm going to work on it. Put everything in. And then I'm going to go. And then you have the choice now. I have this list of things I just brought in and processed. And I've got other rooms. Guess what? How do you decide? Should I work on some of the stuff I just put into my system? Or should I go to the next room? It's so simple. You put up your lists and you let your intuition guide you into what you ought to do. Maybe you're going through another room, or maybe you're working on some of the stuff you just pulled from the room you just did. I don't know. You cannot predict that moment until it's time to make your decision. And then it's time to work on it. And that time is called engage. Engage. So that's my advice, or my reflection, I guess. A little bit on productivity. And I hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. Peace, y'all.